Since we have decided to travel full-time, we had the issue of trying to figure out what we should do with our home. So we've owned our own home since 2011 and we've been renovating it, and we basically thought we were going to live here forever. So we needed to figure out what we were comfortable doing with our home whilst we went traveling.
So for the first few years that we actually were in our own home, we never really had any idea that we wanted to travel full time. But over time, we just sort of started getting more interested in camping and that sort of stuff. And we've mentioned in another video that a road trip that we took down to the snow actually made us sort of want to travel full time. So we were really left with a decision whether to sell our home or rent it out. At first we were leaning pretty heavily towards selling it. We know a few people that have had bad experiences renting their homes, and we didn't really want to have that ongoing stress. If we just sold it, cut the ties and had a bit of extra money in the bank. But basically then we thought, if we come back, it's good to have an existing home and not have to try and get into the housing market again.
So what we ended up doing was we spoke to some real estate agents and had someone come out to evaluate our house on what we would be able to get if we sold the house, or what they think it would sell for with the market value at the moment in our hometown. And we had a bit of a think about that, and also then we did the same thing with rentals. So we had someone come in who was a real estate agent and gave us a bit of an evaluation as to how much we might get per week. Once we found out all of that, we had a pretty good idea that renting was probably going to be the best way to go for us. The reason being is that where we're currently living, the market for renting is really quite high. There's lots and lots of people, good tenants that are trying to find homes to live in and rent, but there's not many available houses for rent. So we thought that that might be the best way for us to go. So that's what we've chosen to do. We've chosen to rent our house out, which is why we've been cleaning everything out, selling our stuff for over 12 months now.
So with renting out, it obviously is going to be an ongoing concern and a few things to deal with insurances and tenants and stuff. But we feel like this is going to work best for us. Another big benefit to doing it this way is we have a large shed and a small sort of lock-up shed at our house. And we're able to use the smaller shed. We're going to lock it up and store just some of our smaller stuff that we're not going to sell or get rid of. So that covers storage for us as well, which we would have to pay for or try and keep it at a parent's or friend's place. So that's an added bonus to it.
Yeah, and another reason that we think renting might be good is also that we don't really know what we want to do in our future. We don't know if we're just going to move back into this home after traveling for 12 months or so, or if we're going to want to find somewhere else. But at least it gives us a little bit more time to make that decision. It has someone paying off our home, and also then we're still in the market if we want to use this home towards something new in the future. So I'm just going to take you through the house and show you where we're up to. Just a bit of a warning, it is a mess. We've got stuff everywhere, but I'll show you where we're up to and what it looks like at the moment. So this is the front of our place. There's not too much that needs to be done out the front here. So up in this front area, we've got a pretty big patio. It's just concrete. We've got a bit of stuff everywhere. It needs a bit of a gurney. We used to have a big table and chairs here, and then along this wall a big barbecue, which we've gotten rid of. We sold both of those, so that was really great. So this is our front door and entry here. So this room here, when we first moved in, it was a lounge room. We use it now just for our computer. We used to have this big bench here up along there, and it was like a desk that you could stand up at, which had our desktop computer at it. So I've sold this desktop computer to my mum and a few other things throughout the house also to my mum, which has been great. Just sitting around here all from the office section that we need to sort through and get rid of. This is a lot of our art that we've had around the house that we'll be keeping. Then we've pre-sold the fridge, which is great. It's going to a made at work. Bit of a basic kitchen. We've cleared out a lot of the cupboards. There's not a heap in there. We've still got the top cupboards to do. The dishwasher will be staying as well as the oven. We've also got to clear out the rest of our pantry, which we're starting to eat through the food that we have. So down the hallway, this is the bathroom. The bathroom is just a big wet room, and we had that done recently by my brother-in-law. He was a huge help. He did such an amazing job. Thank you, Tim. So it doesn't have a bath. That's one of the main things that might be an impact if we're renting out to families. So it's just a big wet room with a shower head at the top, and then a little basin, floating cabinet, and a mirror. We have the toilet. Not much to say about that, but we do have a bit of painting and sanding back to do here. As you can see, we've recently had this bit tiled as well. This is our bedroom. We've moved our big TV into here because we'll be selling our lounge, and the back room has a aircon which just died, so we have an aircon in here, so we're using that at the moment. There's not really anything else we need to do in here. We're keeping our king bed, and that's going out to my in-laws house. This is our first spare room. As you can see, there's a lot of junk everywhere. This stuff's all rubbish, but our bins are full. They're full every week. We're getting rid of so much stuff. It's ridiculous how much stuff you keep around your house. Same with the speakers and stuff, we're throwing those away, and we'll be keeping a couple of little bits and bobs in here. This is our last bedroom. It's the smallest one. This is basically done. We've just got to pack up these things here, and we've just got a few other things to get rid of, but other than that, the cabinet is completely empty. You can see out the back there's a whole nother room added onto the house. So this was actually an old housing commission home, and that used to be the back door. So this was made into a laundry. When we moved in, there wasn't any bench space or anything. There was just a big hot water system in here, and that blew up a fair way into our years here, and then we decided from there to move that outside. So we've benched off all of this. So our dryer will probably throw away. It doesn't really work at the moment anyway. The washer is also going to my mate at work, who is also taking our fridge, which has been awesome. And it's just got some cabinets and things. We've still got to clear out the things in here in the laundry. So coming through to the back room. So down the back there, we have a bar and a shelf where we keep all of our drinks, and as you can see, it's looking quite bare because we've dranken through a lot of the stuff leading up to our trip. And yeah, we used to have our TV and theatre lounge and everything here, and a big pool table in the middle there. So it's looking quite bare. There is stuff all around, so we need to sell this buffet. We used to keep our TV on that. That's the aircon that's not working at the moment. We might try and get that fixed depending on what's wrong with it. So this is our theatre lounge. We still need to sell this. So this is a close-up of the bar, and at the moment we're using the bar for things that we're taking. It's not organized, as you can see. There's stuff everywhere, but this is the general area where anything that we're taking on our trip with us is congregating. So we do need to pull out stuff out of the car, and we're going to put it all here on like a sheet or something, and then we're gonna actually decide what we need and what we don't, and then pack the car from there. But at the moment, that's what our stuff that we're taking is looking like. So this is our back door. We just had this little area tiled by my brother-in-law, Tim. He was just up here for Christmas and he did this for us, so thank you so much. We had a little bit of water damage at the planks that were at the back door, so this is just going to be so much more helpful, not having to worry about that when there's tenants that move in. So this is out the back of our place. So as you can see, we've got a decent sized shed here right at the back, and then we've also got a little garden shed there. So this is our backyard. It's a decent size. I think we're on about 800 meters squared on this block. We had this little patio section built where we had our spa, but we sold that to some friends. So what we're going to be doing in this little shed here, we're going to be renting the place out, but we're not going to be giving access to this shed. So inside, we're going to be putting shelving units with tubs, with a lot of our stuff. This stuff isn't really worth much, it's just stuff we want to keep, things that mean a bit to us. I think we'll be able to fit nearly everything we want in this. The most valuable things will be going out to Chris's parents' place. I also had my brother weld up some latches onto the shed, as the real estate agent did say it was okay to leave things in a locked shed, but it was much better if you could make sure that it was super secure and locked up safely. So with those welds that my brother did, thank you Shane, we'll be a little bit happier knowing that it's a little bit more protected than it was before. So this is our big shed. It was here where we moved in, and we've got some solar on the top there. Behind our house here is a lane, so we've got access to through the front and access through the back, so you can drive things into the backyard here, and then through the shed you can also drive in and out, and that's how we drive our cars in each day. So this is our shed. There's one single roller door that goes into the driveway, and then at this end we've put a double panel glide door. This used to be just a single door in the middle, and it was really frustrating having two cars where you had to park in front of each other, and then one had to leave earlier, so you had to move it around. So we can fit probably 5 cars in here, but at the moment we've got the Patrol, which is what's going to be taking us around Australia, and we've got a Mazda. I just sold my Suzuki Swift. I had it from new, and that was pretty scary and a little bit upsetting. But it was nice to put a little bit more money in our traveling account. So we've got some shelves. Some of these are going to be going into that little shed I just showed you. And we have like a little built-in sort of workshop section with a bench. And then all this tool section is going to be going to my in-laws' place. So these tyres here are currently for sale. We think we've got someone to buy those. So they're the old tyres off the Patrol. And then we've got so much junk around, that's actually really embarrassing, but I just wanted to let you know just where we're up to with everything. We've got Chris is working on some frames for the middle section of the Patrol, and he'll show you a little bit more in depth about those when they are in. We're just waiting on a couple of these little joiners to actually finish that off, but he's doing such a great job in there. And then that's just a quick glimpse of the Patrol, but we'll show you what we've updated in that shortly. Also in the shed there's a secondary toilet and shower, which is really helpful. Anyone that's into cars or even just likes a bit of space to do things in the shed, I think this will be really helpful for those sort of people. It was definitely a selling point for us when we bought the house, as well as that back room. As you can see, our next door neighbours have a lot of trees, and we really need to get them all cut back because they really eat a lot into this side, and they drop a lot of leaves into the drains and everything gets clogged, so we need to do some of that work as well. As you can see, we still have a fair bit to do. We've got to clean out all of our cupboards, like our clothes and things, and figure out what clothes we're bringing with us. We've got to do a fair bit around the yard, some more painting and things like that, but we are getting close and it's feeling really, really real. From today at the moment, we have about 5 weeks until we move out, so we're moving in with Chris's parents for a bit before we actually leave on our trip.
Okay guys, so we're going to do a few videos sort of in the build up to us leaving. I think the next one we're going to do is sort of on how we're affording the trip and just sort of the money side of things. Keep an eye out for that. If you do have any specific questions about things we're getting ready or how we've done certain things, just put them down below and we'll try and cover them in other videos coming up.
Yep. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.